No? Okay, so then we'll move on to our final method of swapping. And Brett, this is actually going to be the one where we're going to have a bit of audience participation on.
Okay.
Now, I've gone through this in a previous video on another video that was essentially a cryptocurve update video that I did with Dean Herbin and as well as a couple other people on the call. But the last method I want to go over is peer-to-peer swapping, that being manual swapping between you and another party. So in the example we're going to go over today, Brett has agreed to sell me $10 worth of PFI. So with that in mind, I'll go ahead and send him the USDT first. So I'll go ahead and share my screen again. And one thing you definitely want to do when you're doing this is checking to see what that amount of PFI is going to be worth and how much you'll be getting for it by swapping $10 worth of USDT. So we go to Pancake Swap and we'll select USDT to PFI. And we're not actually going to do a swap here. We're just saying a quote here for it. All right, and $10 here would give us about 0.00441307 PFI. For the sake of everyone's sanity involved, you might just want to give them an extra USDT and have them round up to say 0.0045. So let me go ahead and put that in the chat for everyone. All right, and Brett sent me his wallet address a little while ago, so I'll just go ahead and get that, and I'll go ahead and copy that. Then I'll go over to MetaMask, hit send, paste his wallet address in, make sure I'm sending USDT. I'll send him 11. Continue and confirm. All right, transaction complete. All right, so I'll have you share your screen in a minute, Brett. I just want to show people that as far as the market is concerned, nothing's happening here. Right now, we're still at 2.2228K on PFI. So anyone who wants to keep an eye on that, I think Brett posted all the swap pairs in 8space in the chat a little while ago. But with that, I'll go ahead and stop my share. And Brett, I'll go ahead and make you co-host so you can start your share. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get that receipt. So everyone can see that I did in fact send you 11 USDT. Don't send anything just yet. All right, so I'll go ahead and put this in the chat. And everyone can see that I've sent that transaction over and it's been confirmed. So Brett, can you confirm on your end that you did in fact receive that 11 USDT?
Yeah, so do you want me to go into Tether and then just get a receipt for you or what?
I actually pasted the receipt in the chat, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
had it, so not to worry.
in Zoom. Correct?
Right. It's in the Zoom chat. And if you can open that so everyone knows that we can see it and you definitely see it on your end too.
Yeah. Whoa, what did I do here? No, timing. There it is.
Yeah, and this is just good practice when you're doing business with someone over crypto is that you send them the transaction hash or a link to the transaction. Because this essentially serves as a receipt for the transaction. I mean, quite a few of you like getting receipts from places that you do business with. When you go shopping, you probably might want a receipt, so that way, if something's wrong, you have something to look back at,
Oh,
right?
sure. You see. That's your address right there. Right here.
That's the transaction hash for the transaction. So that essentially serves as the receipt number.
And this is my address here, yeah. Okay.
Right.
That's
And you see in the from field, right above where you have your cursor,
yeah.
that's my wallet address, and you can see interacted with. You can see that I sent you USDT
Yeah. Hmm.
in the amount of 11 USDT.
That's correct, yeah. So what I do is I will go up to the top here and I would copy that address, this address here, and then paste it. I would go into our group and I would paste it into Wire, into whoever's here, and then all into my group. So that's how I send it. I don't know if everyone else is doing that or not.
Well, it absolutely is a good practice, and if you're not doing it, you should absolutely consider it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an extra step to go through, but it's so helpful to see who did what when, and of course that helps to sort out what happened when problems happen.
Mhm.
So with that in mind, Brett, go ahead and click on PFI
And
and
or send. It's
hit
send.
send. And you have my wallet address copied. I sent it over to you earlier.
Yeah, I do. It's right here.
Yep, that's it.
Mhm. And then I go back here. Pardon me. You have to have that copied, but I'm going to show people a little trick here. I really like this, and I've come to appreciate it. Is that you can save that address. So when I go to pop it in here, I could paste it, but I could also save it. And I forget where I click on now. Here. No, I guess not. Maybe I can't save it. So I'm going to send you $11 back.
Yep, so
Oh, right, yeah.
0.0045 PFI.
0.0045. Yeah. So continue. And that's everything looks good here. There's your 10-cent gas fee. Your speed's going to be 15 seconds on the Binance chain from me.
Yep, everything's looking good.
Yeah,
So click confirm.
confirm. So then view your transaction, and then what I will do, this happened before.
All right, and I am
I'm,
seeing it on my side. I'm looking at my vault right now.
so I can go into confirm, I can go back into here to my screen and go down to activities into confirmed. I can view it on Block Explorer. And now I'm gonna come up and this is the address I want to save right up top here. And right click on that, copy, and go into pool funding. I'm gonna send it to him and his personal DM. Boom. That way you got it. There's your receipt back. And I always typed in sent February 23rd, 2025 for 0.0045 PFI. There you go. So
And I'll paste
that's
that
what I
in.
do. I don't know if that's getting too, you know, whatever redundant or whatever you want to call it, but I do that so that they know what it is. If they look on the front, they can see a little bit of it, but they have to open it up.
Right.
So that's, yeah.
All right, so I can verify that, yes, it did show up on my end. I'll just go ahead and share my screen on my end so
I'll
people
stop
can see
sharing.
that. Yep.
There you go.
And I also posted the link to that receipt in the chat for anyone who wants to see it themselves.
And
And
that's fast. Like, man, that's like 15 seconds. Peer to peer.
yep. All right, and we can see the transaction details of that transaction. We see it's interacted with the PFI token to the tune of 0.0045. And let's go back over to PFI. The
Refresh that.
price, the price didn't move. Nothing happened here as far as the market was concerned. Now, this can actually be pretty useful if you really do have to sell your pool funding tokens. Then what you would want to do is you would probably want to reach out to someone in the community and see if they're interested in buying them. Now, you would probably want to go to your sponsor first, essentially have them have first right of refusal, and then from there work with anyone else who might be on your team to see if any of them want it. And if they don't, then you can absolutely ask trusted members of the community.
Because
So,
that doesn't affect anything.
right,
Doing that. That's what we
right.
should be doing. If you're selling it in-house, then it's protected because then it doesn't change anything. Whereas if you're selling it, boom, it's dropping it. So
Right. As far as the market is concerned, nothing happened just now. The market doesn't know what happened. It
because
wasn't a buy, it wasn't a sell. So,
it stayed in the program. It never left.
exactly. And granted, there's a few problems that can happen with that. Let me tell you right now, because this relied on Brett and I trusting each other. After I sent him the 11 USDT, there really wasn't anything stopping him from saying, "Oh, thanks for the money," and just dropping off the call. And
Call
that
Aslan and I'd be in trouble.
that would have been that, unfortunately. I would have no way of getting that alone USDT back. And it's the same as if he sent me the PFI first, I could say, "Oh, thanks for the PFI, meeting over." And that would be the end of that. So it's very important that if you're doing this with someone, that you trust the person you're doing this with. Which is why I say ideally it should be either your sponsor or someone on your team. essentially someone who has a vested interest in not screwing you over would be ideal. Now, if that's not possible, and this is just the words of one man, so take it with a rock of salt. If that's not possible, then I could very well see some people stepping up and becoming, say, escrow services, want of a better term. Although probably won't use that exact term since that comes with its own different set of regulations, and in most parts of the world, crypto isn't considered money as of yet, so it's technically not serving as an escrow service in any way, shape, or form. That's just my 2 cents on the matter, and it could be something to discuss in the future, but yeah, right now, those are just the words of one man and me just talking out loud, which I
Oh,
imagine you all are probably getting sick of by this point. But
Hunter, what we just did, we just proved to the people that are watching this that we did not affect the price by doing what we did. And even if it was only $100 or $200, you're gaining. Because if I swap you for $200 because you needed $200, it doesn't affect the market. So I'm really happy that you did that.
exactly.
Superhero Hunter.
So yeah, this is what everyone should be doing if they need to sell their coins for whatever reason. They should be doing this first before even thinking about going to, say, Pancake Swap or any other market for that matter. Keep the
100%.
tokens, keep the tokens in-house as much as possible. So with that, that was the last swap method I wanted to go over. Does anyone have any questions about either that last one or any of the other methods we talked about?
I think we need to get this out to the general public because I'll tell you what, what we just did tonight that's perfect.
Well, it's recorded and quite a few people in asking for something like this, and it'll be good as far as tutorials go. I mean, I might end up using the Zoom clips feature and making several different videos about this, each one going over the many different methods here. So, I mean, that's just me spitballing right now. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet. Most of the time, I'm making stuff up as I go along. Have that be a little bit of a secret to you.
Well, I think what you did tonight was just perfect because it now proves that we can protect this program.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
So-
much for all your time and energy, Hunter.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Hunter. That was a great presentation.
Glad I can help.
Definitely.
thank you,
Thank
Hunter.
you.
So, with that in mind, does anyone have any questions?
Till next time.
Yep. And with that, I'll go ahead and end this call as custom before I actually close out the recording. And what do you think, folks? Am I gonna get it?
You're awesome. Thank you so much.
3,
Yeah, very good.
2, 1. To the moon! No! That's that's a little bit. I don't even know what to say. I'm just going to
It's
go ahead
okay.
and stop the recording.
Well, just pretend it's from all of us and just because we love you. So,
It's okay.
Feeling-
Yeah, we still love you, Hunter.
The
absolutely.
feeling is mutual. The feeling is mutual. So I'll go ahead and stop recording here.